If we want to write and speak correct English, we must have proper knowledge, sufficient knowledge of using the preposition also. Preposition play an important role in making the sentences right. In case we don't have any knowledge about preposition, we are likely to commit blunders, big mistakes, and sentence becomes sometimes laughable. In order to avoid such a situation, we should try to develop interest in learning preposition. There are two ways of learning preposition. Some prepositions have to be remembered which go with particular words. But there are certain rules also which if we try to memorize them, we are trying to imbibe them, so we can use correct preposition. Today I want to discuss preposition of add on in the context of time and place. And apart from that, some other preposition with certain verbs. There are certain verbs which admit of different types of preposition, and they pose a challenge or they pose a problem for us. So what preposition is to be used for what purpose, that I will also try to explain today. Let us start with the use of preposition, time prepositions. So first we take the preposition on. On preposition in the context of time is used for days and dates. If there is given time and date mentioned, he will come on Monday, I will go there on Sunday. So for this, and he will come on 25th January, he will go on 26th December. Whenever date and day is mentioned, then we have to use on. And similarly, parts of the day along with the day is mentioned, then also we use on. Suppose we say in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, but when we say on the morning of Sunday, on the morning of 15th August, when day and date is there, then morning has on as preposition, evening has on as preposition, afternoon has on as preposition. Now we talk about the use of in the context of time. In is used for longer period, such as when there is a month, when the name of month, the name of season, or the year, or decades are given, then we use in. Suppose he will come in some summer, he will come in June. He was born in 1960. He will complete his MA degree in 2025. So when indicates in 90s prices were not so high. In 90s means from 90 to 99. That is a decade. For decades also for centuries in 16th century. So for such longer periods we generally use in. In is also used when we want to say how much time it will take. He learned computer operating of computer in just 6 months. In the same manner, when we want to say in a few moments we will reach Delhi. So when we want to tell about the time when something will happen, then in is also used. Then there is a difference in a moment and at the moment. In at the moment means just now. In a moment means in a very brief period. I will return in a moment. He is at the moment sleeping. So this kind of difference is made in the use of in when longer period is given, be it the name of month, be it year, be it century, be it decade. In all cases we have to use in. Now let us talk about the use of at. How at is used in relation to time. At is used when a particular specified time is mentioned. For instance, you are to come at 8 a.m. He will go to the ground at 5 p.m. So whenever any particular time is mentioned, that is a period, that is a point of time, then we use at. Sometime period of time is also considered as a point of time. For instance, those brief holidays, Christmas, Easter, before them also we use at Christmas, at Easter, and similarly when at noon, at midnight. So though they are period of time, but they also refer to specific point of time. So in such cases also we use at. We also use at before meals. Suppose he was not present at breakfast. We take he was invited to sit with us at dinner. So whenever these names of meals are given, then we use at. We use at before night when it means every night or when it becomes night. For example, you cannot go out at night in this area. Here at night means whenever it is night. But when night refers to a particular night, then we use in. For instance, we can say I could not sleep in the night because of coughing. So that here the in the night means a particular night, that is the night which passed away. So in such cases where the night doesn't mean every night, we have to use in. But when night means every night, whenever night happens, in such cases we use at. So thus there is this is the difference with regard to times. At is used for a specified time, for a short time, and at is used when we talk about noon, afternoon, etc. But we don't use at with the names of days and months. Moreover, in this regard, one thing that needs to be kept in mind is that we have to drop preposition when there are certain words before this time expression. It may be name of day, it may be name of month, but if certain words come before the time expression, then preposition is not used. For example, we don't say he came on last Sunday. We simply say he came last Sunday. Similarly, he will come next month. We don't say he will come in next month. Similarly, the last, this, that, he comes home every Sunday. When every, each, this, that, next, last, and all, yeah, one day, when such words are used, then generally preposition is not used. We say she has been working all morning. We don't say in the morning. When all is used, then in is dropped. So these are few rules with regard to time. Now let us discuss these very rules with reference to place. Where at is used with regard to place when the address is given. For instance, he lives at 25 by 5 Red Road, Ladwa. So this is the address, and when address is given, generally at is used. At is used when we refer to a place as a point. Not we don't see that place in terms of area, length and breadth. We simply refer to it as if it were an address. When it is a point, you can meet me at the mall. Here mall doesn't mean inside the mall. Mall is a point where one can have a meeting. Similarly, where people assemble in large number. So that is a sort of when we talk towards institution or towards big events involving a number of people, then also at is used. I met him at the meeting, at the conference. We don't say I met him in the meeting or in the conference. So in such cases also where people assemble in large number, so we use at. At is also used when the name of institution is given. When we look upon some building, not as building, but as an institution. Yes, for instance, he teaches at Kurukshetra University. Here we don't refer to university as a building. we refer to it as an institution. He teaches at primary school. He works at Punjab National Bank. These are all institutions. Whenever some gathering happens, then also some sports happens, yeah, some other events happen. In that case also we use at. So at is used for a specific point. At is used for address. At is used to talk about institution and gatherings. So these are the particular uses of at. Now we use on when we refer to the surface of something, and when we simply mean that something is touching the surface. For example, the book is on the table. Here on refers to the surface of the table. Sometimes the surface might be length and breadth, but not the height and depth. In that case also we use he when he lives on the floor of this house. Floor is also considered as a surface. On is also used when we see something as a line. He lives on the river, he lives on the seashore, yeah, he lives. When something is viewed, he lives on the road. So when something is considered as a length, as a line, then also we use on. And on is used when somebody is inside the building. When we want to stress that somebody is inside the building. For example, we can say he is in the room. Yeah, we can say he is in the bank. Here we simply refer to the building, and his being inside the building involves in. In refers to the volume or the area of something, and it simply is used when it refers to the within the building, inside the building. So in is also used with the names of certain roads, and in at both can be used with the names of the roads. If the road is a long one, street is a long one, then we generally use at. His house is at the national highway. So national highway is a long road. So in such a case, at has to be used. But if the name of a street or road refers to an institution, then only at is used. Similarly, we say on the street wall. It is a particular use with reference to a financial institution. At Downing Street, it refers to the Prime Minister's house in England. So in such cases, when institution is referred to, we don't use in. We have to use at or sometimes on also. So these are the various distinctions. In is also used when we refer to the name of cities, countries, continents. So then in is used. We say he lives in Asia, he lives in India, he lives in Europe. So whenever the names of big cities, countries, big towns or continents is given, in that case also in is. For instance, we stopped at England, Italy during our visit to America. So when we just have mentioned Rome and Italy as a point, then we don't use in. In that case, we use at even before the names of cities. So this is the difference. Sometimes there is a difference how we view the things. All the three prepositions can be used with the same word. For instance, I may say he is in the pool, and he is on the pool, and he is at the pool. So though the sentence is the same, but with different preposition, they have different connotation. When we say he is in the pool, it means he is inside the water, he is in the water. But when we say he is on the pool, it means he is on the surface of water, either on the boat or on some other vehicle. So when we refer to the surface, then we use on. When we refer to inside water, then we use in. But when we want to say that it is just a point we may tell our friend that you can contact me at the pool. Here the pool simply refers to a point. So in this case, at is also correct, in is also correct, but with different connotation. This thing should also be kept in mind, as we can say my car is at the cottage, and the he is sitting on the roof of the cottage, and there are two beds in the cottage. So when something is inside, when we say in, when something is on the surface or on the roof, we use on, and when something is just at that point at the cottage, then it refers to a point. So how we view that particular place, it makes all the difference. They should also be kept in mind that in prepositions of place, all the prepositions with different connotation or senses can be used with the same word. So this is what is necessary to understand about prepositions of place. Sometimes when the area is not clear, we say that in the corner of the room, but we don't say in the corner of the street. In that case, we use on the corner of the street. People have assembled on the streets, not in the streets. Sometimes when there is no specified area, only the place is surrounded by buildings, then also on is allowed. On the campus, we generally use, and on the premises. So such expressions are generally seen, though they have somewhat reference to area also. But we have to bear in mind that these rules have certain exceptions also, and we have to change our use of preposition in the light of those exceptions, as was the case on the Wall Street. So there is no such rule that on is used with the street, but it is a special use where on is used to refer to financial institution. So I have tried to explain certain basic rules regarding time and place, and I think they will help you use correct preposition while formulating sentences. So this chapter can be very useful to you in writing correct preposition. If you listen to the lecture carefully, it will be very useful to you, and I request you, if you find this lecture useful, you must like it and subscribe it, so that others may also, so that I may feel encouraged to produce more such videos.